Hi guys, welcome to my channel where we talk about everything from tech to films and all the fun stuff in between. In today's video, let's look at the stuff which is on my iPad Pro. Yes, there is order to this chaos, and I set it up this way to help with productivity and leisure activities. First, let's talk about the widgets menu on the left. Neat little tool which was added to the iPad OS last year. First on the top is battery status. I find this very helpful, especially to see how much battery is present on my iPad as well as the AirPods. And every time when I open the case and connect it to the iPad, it shows me the battery of the case as well as the left and right earbud. It's super useful, especially because the AirPods doesn't have any battery indicator on it. It's easier to check it straight away when you're using it. Next is news, something which is absolutely important, especially with what's going on around in the world at the moment. I like to keep on top of things just by a glance without having the need to open the app. Then I have the shortcuts widget. The shortcuts is really magic. Granted that it still has quite a few options missing, but it really allows you to program operations without actually writing code and make your iPad do tasks with a single tap. Ingenious really. I will make a video about this in future. Then I have a widget for my Apple TV app so I can pick up exactly where I left watching a movie. Then I have the IMDb widget to show new trailers. Pretty neat. You can be on top of all new movie trailers right from this section. Then I have the calendar widget. And that completes my widget section on my iPad. Next, let's move to the main section of the screen. First, I kind of left all the default apps in their locations without moving them. So messages, FaceTime, calendars, clock, maps, etc. They're all there. The things which I kept together are the iTunes and the App Store apps. iTunes I use to buy movies and songs, and App Store obviously for all the apps. And they are in this location because I'm used to that being there, so I didn't move it. Next is a folder called News. I here have the Books app first. I do read a lot of novels and don't mind reading digital content, so I have the app here. Then I have Apple News, really nice app with collation of news from all major sources at one place, so you don't have to go browsing through various sources and have all of it delivered just within one app. Then I have the default reminders app, and then I have an interesting app called Paper. This is really a sweet app and it allows you to create diaries with custom covers. You can scribble and draw something or even write notes. It's a nice way of keeping journals. You can make do with the free version, as premium version will give you extra covers and extra features, but I think the free version does cover most of it. Next is an interesting folder. If I'm being honest, the most I've used my iPad until I started my YouTube journey is not for apps or songs or productivity, but it was for movies. The iPad is the perfect device for consuming media. Right from Gen 1 with its killer 10-hour video playback time, I simply love watching films on it. I even remember binge watching the entire Star Wars original trilogy saga in one full charge. Don't think any other laptops could really top that. So naturally, the films folder for me is one of the most important locations on my iPad. Here, I first have Netflix and Amazon Prime. You know, I used to buy a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays, and it only stopped once these streaming services came into existence. Not just the ones on display, I do have a huge DVD, Blu-ray and UMD collection. Think big in terms of Danny Batterman's DVD collection and Hot Fuzz. One day I will make a video showing all my DVD collection. That would be super fun. So Netflix and Amazon Prime, top of my streaming list services. I love Netflix for their originals and Amazon for decent catalog of films. I also have Disney Plus subscription. Mainly I subscribe for my daughter as she loves watching Disney princesses. Oh, I also have the Apple TV Plus subscription at the moment, which came along with the Apple devices which I bought. but I yet have to watch a single movie or show on it. I might give the Tom Hanks movie a go soon, or maybe the upcoming Megan Fox film Rogue, as the trailers really seem very cool. And then IMDb used to be in this location, but I have moved it to the dock. See, there's a reason why. Apps in the dock allow you to multitask or call the app without having to go back to the home screen or swiping fully up to find it in the multitask view. So whilst you're within an app, you can just slide up a bit and bring the dock, and then slide over the desired app into view without exiting or going back to the home screen. I find this really convenient. For instance, if I'm browsing through films and want to look up on a movie, then just bring up the dock and then choose IMDb and slide it over. It's a shame that IMDb doesn't allow slide over view, as it captures the whole screen, which they just do the slide over instead of taking up the whole screen. So you can use it and keep the main window in the background, and then once you're done, just slide it out of the way and then get back to your movie. Then I have Now TV. This is UK's streaming service app which works in conjunction with the Sky TV network, and it usually has newer movie selections. So if you can see, there is Joker, Ad Astra, Charlie's Angels. These films are not available on other streaming platforms yet. And usually Now TV gets them quicker than other streaming platforms, but it is also the most expensive subscription service amongst all. Then I have an interesting app called Just Watch. And I do recommend this for every movie lover, as it gives you a list of services where you can stream or buy films from. You can add as many sources as possible, and then it lists all the places where you can stream the movie from. Or if the movie is not available for streaming, it lists the sources from where you can buy it, and it also orders it according to the best price. Really useful app for all movie lovers, and I do recommend this. Let's move on to the next folder. It's called YT, YouTube for shortcut. The idea is that this folder should have all the apps which I use for my YouTube videos. So first I have Adobe Lightroom, which is this cool free photo editing app. I did all my YouTube thumbnails using this. I know that the default Photos app also allows photo editing, but I found this Lightroom app provided much better results than the Photos app. Then I have the Live Collage app. You need a monthly subscription to use all the features, but the free one has got decent options, and it does allow to export collages without watermarks on the images. Then I have the Voice Recorder app, which I use to record voices for my videos or transfer voice recordings from my iPhone onto this. The next folder is called Social, and I have the usual Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter apps in here. Next, let's talk about the dock. I put all my apps which I use the most here, along with all the productivity apps which I use for making YouTube videos. First, it is Safari. I do have Chrome as well, but I use the native Safari browser as it is very decent. Then I have the native Mail app, and then the IMDb. As I said, it would be good to just swipe up from the dock and fire this for more information regarding a movie. Then I have the Notes app. I know there are so many better notes apps like Words, Pages, Evernote, but I prefer using the inbuilt Notes app, and I write all my scripts in here. The Cloud Sync is also turned on this, so if I start writing something on my iPhone and pause, then I can pick it up on my iPad at that very point and continue writing. I found this very useful this way. Then I have the two Files apps. First is the Apple default Files app, which is excellent, and then this app called File Explorer, which allows me to transfer files from my PC onto my iPad without having the need to connect them via cable. Found this app very useful, especially if you're a PC and not a Mac user. Then I got my two main apps which I use for video editing, iMovie and LumaFusion. Both have got their strengths and weaknesses. iMovie is basic, but it's very easy to get the hang of. The options are all easy and straightforward, but basic, whereas LumaFusion is quite advanced and you can do quite a lot with it. LumaFusion is rather pricey option at £30, but it's really a complete video editing tool, and you usually pay at least over £100 if you want something similar on PC. Then I have got the YouTube and YouTube Studio apps here. I also have the Show Recently Opened apps turned on, so it shows the 3 recent apps on the dock. Again, that's the beauty of the dock, is that you don't have to swipe all the way to go back to the home page or the multitasking view. You can just swipe a little and then bring a second app into view and keep the main app in the background without exiting completely. Next, let's move to my second page, and it's again very simple here. First folder is called iStuff, and I have all the Apple first-party apps in here: Stocks, Podcasts, Keynotes, Numbers, and GarageBand, etc. Next folder is called Utilities, which has got Chrome browser, then Geekbench for all those performance comparisons. Then the next one is called My Radar, which is a very cool weather app which shows a great visual representation of what the weather is like around you. It is also social driven, so users will upload pictures of the weather conditions and you can see how it looks. Super useful if you're planning a day trip to amusement parks, so you can be well informed about the weather condition at that location, especially if you're in the UK. Then I have the Measure app, Find My app, Shortcuts, and then Tips. Next folder is Games. I have to admit that I don't really like playing games on the iPad, but I do keep them around to show off the prowess of the iPad Pro. Both Fortnite and Real Racing 3 support 120Hz refresh rate, so you can really show off that muscle under the iPad Pro's hood with these games. Then PUBG, because the whole world seems to be obsessed with it. And then Asphalt 9, the benchmark game to show the graphic prowess of every iPad. See, I do love gaming, and PS4 is my go-to gaming device. What I don't like about playing games on the iPad is the touchscreen controls. They are too limiting and it's very fiddly to use. Yes, you can pair an PS4 or an Xbox controller, but again, that really feels fiddly. Wish Apple made a dedicated first-party controller for the iPads and commissioned games to be modeled after the controller buttons. That would be such a cool option to have and would really catapult the iPad Pro into a different league altogether. Hope Apple does consider that some point in its roadmap. Next, I have a folder called AR, and I have AR related apps in here. Main thing is to test out the capabilities of that LiDAR scanner in the iPad Pro. First app is called Jiffy World, which allows you to superimpose virtual graffiti on walls and take pictures, so it's legal and trouble-free way of doing this. Then the Solar app, which shows the planets in 3D. And then the Big Bang AR, which gives you this super cool way of experiencing the beginning of our known universe and navigate through its details. Then I have a folder called Work. Since the lockdown and work at home situation, I have been using my iPad Pro to do work tasks. So here I have a simple FTP manager, which allows me to upload files to servers. Then Slack, which is our main communication tool internally. Then I have Zoom for client conference calls. And then TeamViewer, as there are apps for most stuff which you want, but if you still prefer doing them on your PC and need remote access, then this app does that job. And finally, Dropbox for the cloud storage option. So that completes my collection of apps on the iPad Pro. Really, since its launch back in 2010, I have used my iPad almost daily, and this device, along with the iPhone, has become such an important part of my life that I cannot go on for a day without them. I mean, I could go on a digital detox and shut down everything, but as soon as I come back, I would want to get onto these devices right away. And then the way the OS has evolved. It went from being this simple, bigger screen iOS device into this complex machine with AI, advanced file management, and an app for literally anything. We are really in the golden era of technology. So that's it for this video, guys. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please also do drop a like down if you like this video. And do let me know if you want me to do a what's on my iPhone video as well in future. So that's all for now. Please do subscribe and support my channel, guys, so I can continue making fun and informative videos for you. And as always, thanks a lot for staying with me until the end. I would see you in my next video. Bye for now.